So, question number one I received: what inspired me to become a Christian business coach? Well, I can tell you this from my growing up in my profession, I didn't have a leader or someone to be able to help me gain direction or even understand what it is that I really wanted to do. What were the right things to do? How do I actually go by greeting people? How do I communicate? How do I even just set myself up for success? I know if I would have had somebody in my life who is that mentor, who is that person that can teach me what it is that I needed to do, I would be even more successful than what I were right now. But I can tell you this, the one thing that did get me to where I am right now is that I had faith in God, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. I put my trust in God that He would help me, but I tell you, I had many of times that I did things wrong, but God saw me through the things that I needed to do. But God saw me through those challenges and set me up for my next success every single time. So I'm so grateful for that. So I'll tell you this. So what really inspired me is that I see so many young men that's out there looking, how are they going to make their mark? Trying to understand, how do I put my feet on the ground, plant my roots, and start off in the right direction? Instead of you continuing to stumble and stumble like I did, I'm here to be able to give you that direction, to help you get clarity and understand what it is that you need to do. Commit to it, stay consistent with it, but more than anything else, have the courage to stay strong when the challenges come, because you will have challenges, that I will guarantee you. To be able to stay strong with what your direction is and where you want to go, and actually achieve the goals that you want to achieve, and create that roadmap in order for you to accomplish your goals. So, what are the challenges that Christian men will face in today's business world? I can tell you just from my experience in holding all the positions and even actually owning a 7-figure business myself, is that honesty and integrity are going to be your biggest challenges. In today's world, we find that there's so many different things that's coming at us from so many different directions. Is that, are you able to stand on what the truth is? Or do you go to the other side just so that you can fit in to get to that next level, but does it really get you to that next level? That's the question. So with you having complete honesty and high integrity, that's going to be your biggest challenges, and whether or not you can stand on that through whatever comes your way. Question number 2, what are the biggest challenges that Christian businessmen face today? From experience, I can tell you this. One of the main ones is time management. Are you giving proper time to your wife, to your kids, and to your family? Are you staying at work way too long? That's taken away from that family time. So when you do get home, you know, your family only gets a piece of you, where you've already given 8 to 12 hours a day to your job. Is that fair to them? Are you properly time managing as well too, so that you can give your wife her special time? You can give the kids their special time as well too. But as well, be able to find time for yourself so that you can release, so that you can regain your energy and be good for you as well too. Are you able to give the time that you should to the Lord as well? Because for what He has blessed you with, do you give back like you properly should? Another thing that you will actually come across as well is that, what's your integrity? Are you there? Are you being honest? Are you living by the code of truth? Do you fall into those traps to where, if I only cut a corner here and don't give all the truth to the client and win that bid, are you really being honest? Are you actually doing the right thing? You know, I look at it like this as well too. The seeds that you plant and the things that you do, they're going to come back and harvest. So are you harvesting the right crop and the right fruit that from the seeds that you're planting at this point? Because at the end of the day, it all comes back down to facts and truth. Are you living by the correct facts, and are you telling the complete 100 truth? Are you being honest about what it is that you're providing, the product, the service? Are you being 100 about it, or are you only being 70% of it? Because if you're only giving 70% of the truth, that's a lie. And you can't tell lies in business. Business is what it's all about. Yeah, it may seem good at the moment that, hey, I just won this $5 million contract. But I can tell you this, did you win it the right way? Because if you did not win it the right way, it's gonna come back and bite you later on in the end. It may look good right now, but it's not gonna be good at the end. How do I know that? I've been there, I've done that throughout my career. And then here's another thing too. When you're faced with temptations of the worldly things that's there, do you hold to your values? Do you be honest? Do you stay committed to your marriage? Or do you step outside? There will be the temptations there. How do you stand strong? And what do you do during those times when you're faced with that? Having a strong faith and foundation in the Lord, when those times come, it'll just pass you by because you won't even recognize it. You'll be able to stand strong on what it is that you believe in. You'll be able to stand strong and do the right thing, live by the code of truth, do the thing that the Lord wants you to do. And when those chances come up to you, they won't even faze you. You'll be able to push right through them. So question number 3, what are 2 biblical principles that every Christian entrepreneur should abide by? And I go to Proverbs 16:3, and it reads, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. When you commit your works to the Lord and putting him first in everything that you do, you will reap good benefits from that. Keeping him first in it, because here's the thing, what we do as businessmen, we always say, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do all these multiple things. As soon as we start putting I into it, that's when we start fail as well too. As soon as you stop and say, God, let your will be done instead of mine, that's when we start benefiting and reaping the fruits of our labor and allow God's work and will to be done. Because the thing is, what we see, we don't see the same things as what God sees for us. And there's an old adage that, I shouldn't say an old saying that my grandfather used to always say when we used to play a game called dominoes. In dominoes, you have to get increments of five points as you score. And the key of the game is try to take control of the board. Even though you may have an opportunity to get 5 or 10 or 15 points, my grandfather used to always say, not all money is good money. Just because I can get 10 points, but what I want to do is get control of the board and be able to, at the end, reap more and let my seeds germinate so I can have a bigger harvest at the end. Another verse that comes to me is also Hebrews 11:1, which is really huge that we all really need to work on it all the times, which says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. How many times have you just been uncertain and don't know, or you're feeling scared or just overwhelmed and can't see what is my next step? When you have your trust in the Lord, you will take that action and take that step of faith that he's going to be there for you. If you keep that in the forefront of your mind, that is the principle definitely that you need to stand on going forward as a Christian business entrepreneur. Question number 4, how can a Christian entrepreneur overcome fear and self-doubt? I think about this all the time. I look back on my career as to how many times it was just so fearful for the things that I couldn't see in front of me. I didn't have that evidence that was there, or I was just so overwhelmed because things just seemed so big, but I didn't have an answer. I was scared of that when clients asked me questions that I wouldn't have the answer, or I couldn't find the answer, or I wasn't good enough, or maybe, I was doing the imposter syndrome, many of things like that. And to overcome those things, I knew that I had the education, I knew that I had the experience, but I just did not have that confidence in myself. I go to Joshua 1:9 and looking at this, it says, and the Bible says, have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for thy Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Just hearing that gave me so much comfort and assurance to know, believe in my preparation, believe in myself. But more than anything else, it gave me the confidence to be able to tell the client or whoever's working this, I don't know. However, I will find an answer for you. Just being able to show your true authenticity, just to be able to show that, hey, I don't know everything, but I will guarantee you this, I will go find you an answer and then follow through on it. That is the key of coming back from that and be able to say, I don't know, but you follow up and give them the answer and be able to move on. You will gain more respect from your client just by doing that. Question number 5. What is one of the biggest mistakes that Christian men make in business? I would say it's this, is that you do not charge for what you are worth. You do not believe your worth. You do not understand your worth. You don't have the faith in your worth. So what you do then is that you just give things for free. You don't go and make money, and then you wonder why I don't have, or why things are hard, or why then you go home and mama's upset a little bit, or your significant other and says like, what is going on? We have to eat. We have responsibilities. We have bills. We have all these things, but you don't have enough money. Your heart is in the right place, but you're not charging for what you're worth. And I tell you this, is that men, this is what we have to do. You have a specific tool, and that tool is money. Money is not the root of all evil. But however, if it is your main focus, yes, money is the root of that. But you can use the money to help yourself, but as well help others, help your ministry, reach out and be able to touch many more people. So go and get the money, charge for what you are worth, charge for your expertise, your knowledge, charge for what you do, and charge a reasonable price. Now, don't go and over gouge people. No, you don't want to do wrong, but be fair and charge people for your time and your experience and your knowledge, for your service, and charge them a reasonable price and move on from there. You don't need to be greedy and get a lot. Just charge for what you're worth. Know your worth and understand your worth, but more than anything else, believe in yourself and believe in your worth. Question number 6. What are the top habits of successful Christian businessmen? Number 1 is having an incredible, strong prayer life and Bible study on a consistent basis. Number 2, being able to have a clear vision about what it is that you want to do and what you are trying to accomplish. And I will add to that as well as this, is that when you're looking at what it is that you want to do and you're setting your vision, you have to include God in that. You have to slow down and listen to what God is saying. You have to let Him speak with you and meditate on it. And there will be times, I'll tell you this, is that God won't speak to you at that time. You know, you're not going to be able to see that clear vision as to what it is that you're needing to do or what He's wanting you to do. And that's a sign for you is peace, be still, and just relax. It's going to come to you, and it's going to come to you in a way that you would never even expect it. Next value is this, is that be committed. Be all the way in. Be 100% committed to what it is that you're doing. You can't be 3/4 or 7/8 or whatever it is. You got to be 100% into it and actually go and do and take action as to what you need to do. Next value is this, is that you have to be consistent. Be constantly consistent on a daily basis, taking actions or whatever it is that's going to move the needle to the next level for you to get to the point where you want to go. Something on a daily basis that's helping you getting closer and closer to your goal. Be able to set those milestones and keep track of it to see whether or not you are making progress. And when you're not making progress, you'll be able to take the proper actions to make the change in your life in order to continue on to move forward. But when you find yourself at that point that you're stuck, that's an indicator for you to understand, I got to make a change. And you take action and actually make that change instead of procrastinating or not making any movement at all. And then the last thing that I would say is this, is being able to have the courage to be able to stand strong on what you believe. I guarantee you this, is that there will be the haters that's out there. There will be the naysayers as well too, that's going to tell you, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, why should you be doing that? Oh, who are you that think that you can do that? Or even better yet, who do you think that you are to be able to go do something like that or so? And this is going to come from some of your closest and dearest people that's closest to your heart. And that's when it really stings. But this is where you have your foundation rooted in the Lord, and you're standing on that, and you have the trust and the faith that He's going to deliver you at the right time. He's going to put the right people in your life. He's going to put you in the right places at the right time in order for you to succeed and continue to move forward. Question number 7, how do you keep your business Christ-centered? Man, great question. And I tell you this, is that the number one thing that I know that I've experienced, anytime that there's something I'm going to do, any decision that I need to make, or just a thought of something new, I always get on my knees and pray. I always ask God, is this according to your will? Or God, guide me in the right way. Or Lord, give me the answer to what this is, and your will be done and not mine. Because I tell you this, soon as you put God first and making sure that everything you do is according to His will, there's nothing that you got to worry about. Everything is going to be okay. He's going to set you free. He's going to open the opportunities. He's going to make sure the doors the doors will open for you as you go down the journey. You just got to allow Him to lead and guide, and have the faith that He's going to guide you in the right direction. Question number 8, how important is mentorship for Christian businessmen? I'm going to go to Proverbs 11, verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Without mentorship, without somebody being able to help you through the challenges that business bring, but not only for Christian men, but just for men, period, it's going to be difficult. And it's our obligation as men who have already been in business to help our younger brothers to be able to understand what it is to be a good Christian businessman, or just for men in general. And it all starts with what I believe is living by the code of truth. It's doing the right thing, being a mentor, being a good person, have high values, and understand and have clarity and vision as to what your goals are and how you're going to go by doing it. And we as men need to come together and be able to help one another out instead of fighting against one another, or holding on to that information that we know that could help others out, but we want to hoard it so that we can have it all for ourselves. God didn't bless us with the information or the goods to hoard. He blessed us to go and teach and help others out. Love your brother as well too. Help your brother to gain, because the more that we can give, the more that we can receive as well too. And this is why I created a Freedom to Reign and my Bible study, so that we can have a place for men to come and feel okay, and feel okay to talk and share their true, authentic, raw feelings with one another, and be able to know, if I ask for help, I'm going to get help. I'm going to get truthful and honest and authentic help from brothers who care about me, brothers who want to help me as well too. So mentorship is something that is very, it's essential that men must have in their life. And we as men need to start stepping up and not be selfish and help one another out. Here's my final thought. God created you for more than just survival. You were made to make an impact on people's lives. Your business is not just for making money. It's about your calling and serving others. Stop waiting. Stop doubting. Start building a business God has placed in your heart. If you're ready to take the next step, let's connect at freedomtoreign.com. It's time to step into your God-given authority in creating something extraordinary. See you on the other side.